My name is Doug Head, and I'm currently a grad student at the University of West Georgia. Today I'm presenting Social Media for Educators 101. What is social media? Social media is websites and other applications that enable users to create and share information, content, and/or pictures through a platform of social networking. Some providers of social media include Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, and the almighty Facebook. Why do people use social media? The biggest reason is people try to stay in touch with friends. It's a great way to let everyone know what you're doing, where you're doing it, and how much fun you're having, or all those important events in your life. It gives people the opportunity to reconnect with old friends from places where you used to live, schools that you used to attend. You can look for and find individuals that were far back in your past and reconnect to get to know them again and share what's in your life. You can share or collect information on topics of interest to you. Specifically, if you're working in the field of education, there are wonderful opportunities to connect with individuals that specialize in the fields of interest in your educational area. It gives people the opportunity to communicate on common subjects like politics or religion. Some people use social media to conduct business, whether personal or as a business with a small business owner. It's a great way to share personal moments and pictures with those you care about. Social media has become a huge phenomenon with adults and children as a form of communication with the rest of the world. It's a wonderful opportunity to be able to share things in your life with others. Even if you're halfway around the world vacationing in Italy, you can share those special pictures with people all the way back home. How can the use of social media affect me as an educator? First, we should look at the Georgia Public Service Commission. This is the governing body that oversees the behavior of educators professionally and personally in the public view. It shall be the duty of the Commission to adopt standards of performance and a code of ethics for educators, which are generally accepted by educators of this state. The Commission shall be authorized to investigate alleged violations by an educator of any law of this state pertaining to educators or the profession of education, alleged violations by an educator of the Code of Ethics of the Commission, alleged violations by an educator of rules, regulations, or policies of the State Board or the Commission, complaints alleging a failure by an educator to meet or comply with standards of performance of the Commission or the State Board, or complaints alleging that an educator has been convicted of any felon or of any crime involving moral turpitude. Professional conduct. Unethical conduct includes, but is not limited to, any conduct that impairs and/or diminishes the certificate holder's ability to function professionally in his or her employment position, or conduct that is detrimental to the health, welfare, discipline, or morals of students. An educator shall always maintain a professional relationship with all students, both in and outside the classroom. What is an educator? Educator means education personnel who hold, have applied for, or been denied certificates, permits, or other certification documents issued by the Georgia Professional Standards Commission. A student is anyone who is enrolled in a Georgia public or private school, pre-K through grade 12, or anyone under the age of 18. For the purpose of the Code of Ethics, the enrollment period for a graduating student ends on August 31st of the year of graduation. Other laws that affect an educator include the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. FERPA is a federal law that protects the privacy of students' records. The law applies to all schools that receive funds from the United States Department of Education. The law states that schools must have written permission from the parent or eligible student to release any information from a student's educational record. HIPAA is another law that affects us as educators. HIPAA stands for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996. In the United States, it's a legislation that provides data privacy and security provisions for safeguarding medical information. Making public any information about a student can be punishable by federal law under violating FERPA or HIPAA. The most innocent of intentions can lead to punishment. Even asking for prayers for a sick student and posting what is wrong with the child is illegal. The violation of either one of these laws could lead to the termination of an educator's certificate, monetary fines, suspension, or jail time. Guidelines for using social media for educators. The first and foremost important guideline to follow is do not ask for or accept students as friends on any social network. This will certainly protect you in most circumstances from areas that could be considered gray or black in violating laws pertaining to you as an educator. If you are wondering whether posting something is a good idea, then you are already telling yourself that it most definitely is not. Don't post anything on a website that you would not post on the front door of the school. Consider creating and maintaining separate professional and personal sites. Check all social media accounts regularly to make sure that nothing could be considered inappropriate listed on your page. It is not always what you post that can be a problem, but what your friends post on your page can be just as troublesome. Check the privacy settings on your accounts and consider settings that deny access to anyone other than your selected friends. If your account is public, then everything is visible to anyone. You have the option of not allowing others to post on your wall. Consider such a setting a safeguard, though not a guarantee, from others posting something you would not want on your page. Again, check these settings regularly. Recognize that the parents of your students are your partners in the educational process, not your friends. Make a habit of regularly going through your friends list, and those followers need to be assured by you that no one posting something on your page would post something that would be considered inappropriate. Talk to your friends and make sure that they understand that in your profession, you cannot afford to have anything posted on your pages that could be construed as inappropriate or offensive. Be careful of what you like on social media accounts, as this too can be found offensive to others. Always use correct grammar. Remember, you are a professional in the field of education and represent education to those who read your pages. Teachers are held to a higher standard as a public governmental employee. Avoid posting pictures that show you with alcoholic beverages, even if it is after hours. Avoid posting any picture that might be seen as inappropriate. Remember that digital content lives forever, and just because you delete something, that does not mean that it is not still out there for others to find. Examples. In 2016, a Forsyth County, Georgia teacher was fired for making comments on Facebook that were deemed to have been racially insensitive by the school board. A Pennsylvania college senior, Stacy Snyder, was dismissed from her student teaching position because of unprofessional postings on her MySpace site. where she urged her students to visit. Her site included comments criticizing her supervisor and a photograph of her wearing a pirate hat and drinking from a plastic cup with the caption, "Drunken Pirate." She never was able to obtain a teaching position due to the fact that she did not have the experience in her resume. In 2015, a high school English teacher in Pennsylvania was fired for posting derogatory comments about her students in an online blog. This went all the way to the state Supreme Court, where it was ruled that her First Amendment rights did not supersede the district's interest in educating students. And finally, in Martin County, Florida, an English teacher who worked part-time as a bikini model was fired for posting topless pictures of herself on Facebook. You can't fix stupid.